Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have a pretty balanced rack, and I think I have evinces. I think that's good. I'll plonk it down and see. I know events is good. Not sure if it takes an S. Yes, it does. That's a good start. I draw a V and a B, not ideal, but I can't complain with a start like that. So I've got shin on the rack, vibration through RA, that's not likely to happen. I have the by prefix, and I have bivia onto an A, no A currently available. Just thinking of front hooks for evinces. Not sure there are any. Now I do have vibe here, which leaves a decent rack leave. Not particularly dangerous, this hotspot at 6B, because a QI or XI play can't play twice. But this spot looks quite interesting. Now knob is fine, and I'm just looking at NB plays. What would that look like? NBI. Inbit, no. Okay, that's not working. Now, 4-timer through the IN doesn't look hopeful. I think bio looks okay. Not a terrible rack leave. There's some synergy happening with these. I'd like to get rid of the V as well, but not seeing a way to do that. Bio for 30. Okay, mixed feelings. I draw the clunky K, duplicate the N, so not ideal, but I do draw the first of the two blanks, and that will offer some flexibility lost through the vowel shortage. Just thinking of compound words. Invent is good, and invent, but the K kills the hopes of bingoing a bit there. Now I have the kin component of a word. There's lots of sevens ending in kin, but the V again, the fly in the ointment there. So knife doesn't quite reach the double word, but I do like the rack leave. Okay is good, and knit, that's also, well, not ideal actually, with the I sitting below a triple letter square. What about something like okay, opponent scores well with dozer. There's a hotspot created above the E. I don't have an S for going at the end of dozer. Vent. I have the vent. Words ending in vent or ent. And the ink component of a word. What about... No, not seeing it. So, how to address this rack? Maybe just Ken here. It's not a bad leave actually, apart from the V. But if I draw an E, I think this rack suddenly becomes very flexible. I'm going with Ken. Okay, that's looking good. I have vitrain, vitrains onto the S, but there should be something onto the E here. Interval. What about ATE ending words? Okay, opponent plays down below there, so bingos ending in S are also available in row 13. But just looking at words ending in so ATE is my most likely, or what about IVE? Transitive, or I just don't want to play a suboptimal bingo, and there's bound to be at least one or two ending in E. I just cannot see it. Okay, bingos. Veratrin gets the V doubled. And the Z had already been played, so I wasn't too worried about that A. Mind you, the J can do some damage there. Okay, a pretty poor pickup, which is, 7 random tiles. It sometimes does happen. Ruru would sort the rack out, but score hopelessly. Looking at, okay, Guru works, and I'm not going to waste time because there's bound to be similar scores available. Now, little vowel heavy here, and I have the tail component of a word. The N looks useful. Dentalia, no, it's double I. Opponent scores well with the J. I was a little afraid of that. So I've still got a bit of a lead there though, so that's alright. Just looking at possible bingos through the S, maybe a word ending in ISE. Not seeing it, unfortunately. Or what about IEST? No. Okay, what to do? Maybe just KAI. Doesn't score very well though. What about the RN? Ran it. Kent is good. What about an AT word? I think Kent is good. No, it doesn't help the rack balance. I'm going with Kai. Wintled, I think, is good. Wintles is good, but not sure if Wintled is good. It might be. That plays above the E of evinces across. Cane is good, so Wintled would play there. But as I repeat the word, it just doesn't sound that familiar, so I'm wondering about it. Down to 5.5 minutes, so I need to start reclaiming a bit of lost time. Win is another way of sorting the rack balance out. Wintled. Okay. Yes, Wintled is fine, so don't know why I was doubting myself there. We have a pretty balanced rack here, so quite fortunate so far with the pickups. Don't think torches is good. Torches, no. That does not look good. Unchaste could be good through a U. Does the G help? Don't think so. Gorches isn't. Gorches, that doesn't look good, no. Similar to another word I've seen. Shootages. No, shootage. Wonder if shootage would be good. Also sounds a bit clumsy. There's a lot of words ending in AGE. But yeah, just not going to even put shootages down. What other ways? Just thinking of ways to... I might just go with shoots. It scores well. 33. Just keep piling on the score. That's a pretty decent pickup there. The G doesn't really assist the rack, duplicating one on my rack. So we've got the anti prefix adopting through a D. This D not available for that. Pinotage. I'll drink to that. That's a wine, pinotage. And that's a decent pickup as well. Biform might be good, but not with the E on the end. I'm not even sure about biform. Bio prefix looks like it offers some potential. The biotherm, and the for prefix for. A little bit clunky with the B, F, and M, but I can resolve the rack with a play of, well, I've got nothing to go in front of UH. That's a shame. Veratrin probably takes an S. Z takes an S. Dollarite, very nice. Loitered and Dollarite. Now, can I play... Just looking at a nice 5-letter play across the top of Dollarite, not seeing one. Actually, I think fiber... I don't think you can spell fiber... Yes, you can. You spell it R-E or E-R. That's one of those... Probably means something else, the spelling. But... anyway, I group them together, F-I-B-R-E and F-I-B-E-R. There are a few sets like that. Now, I draw the X, which is always a welcome sight, and a play of... Okay, opponent scores well with F-Y. I've got OXO, but it looks like it gives back plays to opponent if he has an O. Could be like a 60-point play there. Play like Word, W-O-R-D, would be massive. Is it worth the risk for 37? Can I score something close to that elsewhere? Time's ticking. Mixo is good. So what about 32 here? I don't know if Mixo... I don't think... Does it take an S? I actually don't think it does take an S. But look at the rack leave. Maybe there's something better. Do I take out this G? feel like I do take the G out, because it's the most useful floater on the board apart from the S hook. Actually, maybe I'll go with AXE, then I keep the O back for myself. Yeah. I've played that. Now, opponent would need the O and the W to score really well there. He doesn't have it, which gives the spot to me. And... oh, can you believe it? I've got nothing that goes after DE from all these letters. Gee. But I do have a decent play here. I have Atom, and that's 38. Now opponent... oh, I didn't even look at potential bingos through the G. I suppose it doesn't matter because the game is won. Sordid, SW, or Stroud, STROWED, I think is good. I just saw the play and thought that's pretty fancy and almost 40 points. So if opponent should have a bingo from Veritrin here. SW play would be huge, but still not enough to win. Sordid, yeah, that's the one I mentioned. So he scored 103 with that, but still about 90 behind at the end. Nice find though. Let's see what we missed. So just thank my opponent for the game. And we'll go to analyze. Back to the beginning. Evans's was fine for the opening play. Vojd, very old zebras have dandruff. That's the way to remember that word. Very old zebras have dandruff. That played at D8. Down through the double word, so that would have been nice. I had Biont. Oh, of course, across there. That's quite nice, actually. That was 34, but I scored 30 points and had a decent rack leave, so not bad. Dozer for 42 was best for opponent. Vent for 15, and as you can see, all pretty mediocre scores. And I went with Ken for 17. Liger for 25 was best for opponent. He went with Pen. Veritrin, interesting. That was best. I thought there must be an 8 ending on an E, but I just couldn't see it, and there wasn't one. So that's a nice word as well, Navisert. But Veritrin played there through the E, getting the V doubled. So Tingley for 36 through the N. That's quite nice. Sorted out the duplicates and scored very well. Opponent went with Gurley for 20. And now I had this dreadful UU combo. Guru was perfect because it gave me a half decent score and took out a hotspot and balanced the rack. So I was very happy when I saw the G floating there. But interestingly, Kudu as well could have played. So, but Guru was best. And then Jai for 53. Nice play by opponent. Idealist. That was the word I was looking for. So I looked at IEST words, ISE words, but I didn't. If I'd plonked the I think I would have spotted it. So that's a shame. Anyway, missed that one. Kai was played. Elegit for 35. Opponent balanced the rack with ET for 24. And then indwelt the anagram of Wintelled. Yep, and I have played indwelt before. So I'm surprised I didn't spot indwelt. Although when I played it, I did think to myself, there's an anagram of that. And yeah, that's a set which I've learned in the past. So that played nicely next to Kai. Kai takes all the consonants of the words men fled. That's the way I remember Kai. Actually, the vowel as well, men fled, because it takes an E. So that's just a little side note, a mnemonic for you to remember the hooks for Kai. Now, Gare was best for opponent. He went with Wag. Gorgeous. Oh, I thought there was something with that G. And what did I put? I put something on the board. And it was very close to gorgeous. And I think that's the word I was thinking of. Anyway, I didn't spot it. I played Shoots for 33, which was not far behind, I guess. Actually, it was far behind. Scathe was also huge at 15C. Of course, Veritran. Wow, I'm surprised I never looked at the spot. That was huge. So two pretty blatant misses there. For 21 was a best for opponent. Pinotage finally got a bingo down there. It seemed like it was taking forever. Oh no, I did get Wintelled down, but yeah, I think up until that point. Oh, mind you, there was Evans's Veritran, Wintelled and Pinotage. Okay. Now, opponent's got re-oiled and he plays Dollarite through the T. And now Fiber was best for 41. Yaff 39 for opponent through the F. At the top there. That's quite a nice score. Now, Axe for 37. Holding back the O for a play afterwards. But opponent does not. Oh, he did have an O at this stage, so he could have played DOES for Ordua. Actually, better keep the S back. 41. But I think Cade was probably best with such a strong rack leave, and Analyzer definitely likes it. Although bingo lanes were few and far between. I mean, there was a bingo with the first letter being an S, I guess, but then the G. Mind you still got the A. A not so helpful, G a bit better because of the flexibility. But anyway, back to my rack. Atom was best there for 38. And then Sordid for 103. Wow. So at this stage, before I played Atom, there was one tile in the bag. So look at this. So Marta for 38 is the same score, but that's from, yeah, I think so Marta is the one. But it's not a word I'm overly familiar with. It only looks vaguely familiar. But that takes out the heaviest hitting lane for bingos. Mind you, a bingo from the G down, getting the overlap from Axe would have been huge as well, although less likely. But so Marta a better play for limiting the damage that opponent could do with the super flexible rack. And he gets 103 for Sordid, and then that was the end of the game. So a few bad misses, I'd say, with idealist. I shouldn't be missing words like that. And then the S hook for veteran. I think I was a bit too quick to pull the trigger on shoots. And then I had another miss earlier. Can't quite remember. But a pretty good game, I thought. Hope you enjoyed watching that one. And I will see you next time.